Welcome to All with Anwar. Today we're talking about Anwar's latest sharp commentary on the opposition's priorities.
Yes, it seems the political stage is really split right now.
Yeah.
You got the government pushing hard on economic matters or claiming to.
While the opposition seems, well, pretty fixated on shaking things up, maybe changing who's in charge.
Exactly. And this tension really crystallized this week, didn't it? Thanks to the Prime Minister himself, Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim.
Right. In the lower house, the Dewan Rakyat, he came out with this incredibly sharp phrase using the word turun.
Uh-huh. Turun, to lower or to bring down. It's a powerful choice of word.
He really weaponized it during Prime Minister's question time. He essentially said, look, while we, the government, are busy with turun harga minyak,
Lowering oil prices.
yeah, trying to ease the burden on people, the opposition, they're busy with turun orang lane.
Bringing down others. Oof, that's direct.
It's brilliant, rhetorically speaking. That
Yeah.
double meaning of turun, it just cuts right through.
It does. And delivering it right there in Parliament sends a clear message, doesn't it? He's framing the opposition's main goal as, well, pure politics. Destabilization, not policy.
So he's painting this picture. We're working on your cost of living. They're working on getting rid of us.
Precisely. And it forces you, the listener, to kind of ask yourself, okay, which of these activities feels more dominant right now? Where's the political energy going?
Good question. So if Anwar is staking his government's reputation on turun harga minyak, let's look at that policy. What's the actual mechanism?
Okay, so the government's big play here is the targeted fuel subsidy system. It's called BUDI 95.
BUDI 95, right. Bantuan subsidy, petrol, diesel.
That's the one. The idea is to move away from blanket subsidies, which are hugely expensive, and make sure the aid, the lower prices, only go to specific groups who really need it.
Like small-scale farmers, certain private vehicle owners, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Targeting the aid to control the national budget bleed from fuel subsidies.
Now, I heard this wasn't a straightforward decision. Apparently, they got advice from the World Bank, but then decided not to take it.
That's right, and that's quite significant. Rejecting advice from an institution like the World Bank isn't something you do lightly.
So what was the World Bank suggesting?
Well, the typical economic playbook, really. They suggested first letting the market price for fuel go up to reflect the actual global cost, hike the price first,
Okay.
and then use the money saved from removing the blanket subsidy to give targeted cash aid back to the people who are hit hardest by the price increase.
That sounds economically logical, maybe. Why did the Malaysian cabinet say no? They called it unsuitable.
I think the key word is unsuitable for Malaysia. The big fear with the price hike first model is always the immediate shock.
The public reaction, potential chaos, protests.
Exactly. You risk immediate inflation, panic buying, and huge public anger. That's political dynamite, especially for the opposition to latch onto.
So the cabinet basically chose, let's say, political stability over that particular economic model.
It appears so. They went with their current BUDI 95 approach, making sure pump prices didn't suddenly jump for the eligible groups. Anwar even claimed prices were effectively lowered for some.
And the payoff. What are they saying they've achieved?
The headline figure is savings. They're claiming hundreds of millions of ringgit saved already through this targeted process.
Hundreds of millions. That's the number they want people to remember. Money saved, presumably to be used elsewhere.
That's the narrative: efficiency, fiscal responsibility. And Anwar's also defended the specifics, like the 300-liter monthly quota under BUDI 95.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. He said it's enough for most people.
He did. He pointed to data suggesting only about, 0.7% of users actually go over that 300-liter limit.
0.7%. Okay, that sounds like a small number. If the quota affects so few and they're saving millions, it sounds quite effective on paper.
On paper, yes. But politics isn't just played on paper, is it? If the policy is working so well, according to the government, why is it still such a point of friction? Why can the opposition still potentially use it?
That's the puzzle. Which brings us back to the other side of Anwar's turun equation, the opposition's efforts.
Right. What exactly triggered Anwar's sharp comment?
It seems the immediate spark was an action by a member of parliament from Machang.
From Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia. What did he do?
He submitted a motion in the lower house. It was for an emergency debate on, get this, the reciprocal trade agreement between Malaysia and the United States.
A trade agreement. Okay, important stuff, but emergency debate level. What was the catch?
The catch was the threat attached. It wasn't really just about debating the trade deal, it seems.
More political maneuvering.
Exactly. One Saiful apparently made it very clear. If Parliament doesn't approve this emergency debate on the trade deal,
Then what?
then the opposition would call for another big street protest, a nationwide assembly demanding Anwar resign, another anti-Anwar rally.
Wow. So using a parliamentary procedure about trade as a trigger for a potential mass mobilization to demand the PM's resignation.
Pretty much sums it up. And it's not an empty threat, is it? They've done it before.
They have. Just back in July 26th, they organized a similar anti-Anwar rally. The reasons cited then were things like the cost of living, general dissatisfaction.
So this latest threat feels like part of an ongoing campaign. Use parliamentary tools, use street pressure, keep the heat on constantly.
It definitely looks like a pattern.
Yeah.
And you can see why Anwar would react the way he did. It makes his contrast. We focus on fuel prices, you focus on bringing me down, seem quite potent.
Absolutely devastating, as you said. It paints the opposition's actions as purely disruptive.
But there's another layer here, a layer of, well, irony perhaps. It involves Juan Seifel himself.
The MP leading this charge against the government, what about him?
Well, while he's out there calling for the PM to step down and threatening mass protests, he's actually facing some serious issues within his own party.
Internal party problems within Bersatu.
Big time. His own party's disciplinary committee recently took action against him.
What kind of action?
They froze his party membership for a whole term.
Froze his membership. Why?
The official reasons cited were violations of the party constitution, breaches of ethics, not following the code of conduct. Serious stuff.
So the man demanding the prime minister resign for alleged poor governance is himself suspended by his own party for misconduct.
That's the situation. And it wasn't just him. Apparently 4 other Bersatu division chairs were expelled around the same time. A bit of a cleanup, maybe.
That adds quite a twist. How does that impact the opposition's push to bring down the government?
It complicates things immensely, doesn't it? It raises questions about credibility. How effective can a push for national leadership change be when the person fronting it is, let's say, under a cloud within his own political house?
Yeah, it suggests maybe the focus on bringing down Anwar is also convenient for papering over internal party cracks or power struggles within the opposition itself.
Yeah, it could certainly be interpreted that way. It adds a whole lot of nuance to the Turin-Orang Lane narrative. It's not just about Anwar, it's about the complex dynamics within the opposition too.
So we're left with this stark picture. The government side is saying, look at our policy, BEDI 95, targeted subsidies, hundreds of millions in savings, practical benefits.
That's their story. Tangible results, economic management, lowering prices.
And the opposition side, spearheaded by someone facing internal party discipline, is pushing for emergency debates tied to threats of street protests demanding the PM resign.
Their focus, political change, perceived governance failures, bringing down the leader, lowering people.
It really boils down to that contrast Anwar highlighted, which Tarun is defining Malaysian politics right now.
That's the core question. Is it the perceived success or failure of policy execution, like the fuel subsidies? Or is it the constant hum of political maneuvering and the potential for instability?
And all the political energy being spent managing these conflicts, threatening protests, countering those threats, that's energy not spent elsewhere, presumably.
Absolutely. It's a battle for the narrative. Will people focus more on the claimed ringgit savings from BEDI 95 or on the drama of motions of potential rallies?
It really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? Which movement, lowering prices or lowering people, will actually shape public opinion and the political landscape over the next, say, 6 months? Will the economic arguments provide enough stability, or will the push for political change keep gaining ground?
It feels like we're right at that friction point. Policy versus politics, performance versus, well, performance of a different kind.
I'll certainly be watching closely.
Indeed.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.